Right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Havas. This is like a fun lounge. I feel like we're doing like a late night talk show here. Well, we have an incredible group here, 5 experts, which means I'm going to talk as little as possible. I also want to thank the graphic design team for picking like a picture of me when I was 30. I really appreciate that. I'm looking fit and young. But I don't know about you guys, but like last year there was a lot of talk about creators. This year, it's all the talk. Everyone is just focusing on the creator economy. I love this is called, social media is like now culture. We're saying that at Forbes. Everyone's saying, when will it break into the mainstream media? It is now the mainstream media. I mean, creators are putting blockbuster movies. They're on all the networks. They're on all the commercials. They are driving commerce, and this group is going to take us to a dive through it all. Quick, I want everyone to give me a Twitter-length introduction to what you do, and then we're going to get into it, and you're going to all just talk and have a conversation. So grab a mic and lead the way. Hannah, you're not shy. You're a former journalist. Let's give the...
Hello, everyone. My name is Hannah Wilson. I'm a creator with over 1 million followers across platforms. Previously a TV presenter based in China. Been traveling to 40 countries in the past 2 years. I show creators how to build digital empires only using their phone and their personality. And I'm also the co-founder of an agency where we turn consumers into cult followers. And I run ultramarathons.
Wow. Now say it in Mandarin.
大家好，朋友们，我是汉娜，我是你的中国好朋友，欢迎光临。
Very good. You called my bluff.
Hi everyone, I'm Pierre, founder of Paris Creator Week. We're the second biggest event in the creator economy right now, behind 1 billion. Trying to make Paris the global hub for creators. Over 3,000 creators this year, 3,000 brands, and everybody making business in creator economy. So this is kind of a group family reunion for me. Everybody was there last year, except you, but I think maybe you'll be here this year.
I didn't get the invite.
Yeah. You'll get the VIP this year, that's for sure.
Good afternoon. So I don't run ultramarathons and I don't speak Chinese yet, but I'm the co-founder and chief creative officer of Be Influence Europe. We're a creator marketing agency based in Brussels, Paris, Geneva, and London. And we work with brands, institutions to design, set up, execute, and report on their influencers' strategies, and also creator-led social, creator-led PR, and creator-led experiential campaigns.
Very cool.
My turn.
Yes.
My name is Lauriane Le Texier. I'm the founder of one of the oldest influencer strategy in France. I'm also a board member of the UMICC, Union des métiers de l'influence et des créateurs de contenu. It's the French federation about creator economy with influencer, creators, agency, agent, and technology.
Hi everyone, I'm Anthony Bobert. I'm the creative director of social media and influence for Havas. I'm very happy I'm here with you, but my English is not good, so excuse me if sometimes I switch in French, but I try to speak in English with you. And
Spanish?
And Spanish. I don't speak Chinese, but Spanish, it's possible.
Que bueno. So let's start off, what's happening right now? Give me a snapshot of the creator economy. Why is it like the buzz of this year, but also at Cannes? What is the state of the union of the creator world?
Well, I think it's the obvious, which is the creators are some of the sharpest, most fantastic entrepreneurs in the media landscape at the moment. And we all know that people who are strategic, who use their brand value and their leverage to make business success are not just creators. They're incredible entrepreneurs. And this is how you've always won in business. And I would say creators previously had a little bit of something I like to call magpie syndrome. It was like these shiny people, they got paid to go on vacation and post photos in their bikinis. Whereas now, they are the ones driving the business, because we are in the business of media, and the greatest thing that you can have is visibility. So the creators have a head start in everything, which means that they're making the most money, they have the most leverage, and now they're in the rooms with the decision makers to really blow up this industry, and it's so exciting to see.
Pierre, you're in the forefront, being, you're the godfather of all the French creators. What is the state of the creators in France?
Everybody get into the mafia train. The state of in France, we have a leading creative industry, and we have a very good creative network to support the creators. We are lucky enough to have formats and IP that inspire the entire world. Yet the business is driven by the United States and the way creators do business. And we are the colliding moment where a very powerful industry meets a very creative industry in a very creative space. And I believe being in Cannes, it's funny, it's trying to infuse this French flair and culture and exclusivity into creation with this booming economy of creators. And that's where actually we were talking earlier with this team here, and that's why I can talk today with everybody here at Cannes. It's because everybody is into the creator economy, and everybody knows that the business is getting there at the moment, and especially the US, they're looking for the right place and the right people to invest. The question today is who to work with. That's the big question. It's not who am I going to work with creators. It's who is the right person, who is the right agency, who is the right partner, who is the right investor, who is the right market. But it's never not a question of are we going to go there anymore. That's
very
my
cool.
take.
Who have the right narrative also.
Yeah, and I think when it started 2 to 3 years ago, with creators being invited to Cannes Lions and the creator track, etc., most brands and most traditional agencies were still seeing creators as something other than advertising. And saying, oh yeah, it's new, it's shiny, it's a new way of communicating, but is it advertising though? And I think that now the mindset has evolved and shifted into considering that creators are a central aspect of advertising. And because that mindset has shifted, now creators, creator agencies, creator partners, the whole ecosystem is getting invited, is getting put front and center in the conferences and in the work, because finally brands have understood that working with creators is advertising, and we need to have the same rules and the same investment and the same budgets as a traditional TV campaign or whatever.
Very cool. Anthony, what are you seeing on the Havas side, as on the brand side, the creative side?
I think now authenticity became a business asset for us. When you are a creator, you talk with your community every day, and you make a relationship with your audience. And it's a key for us, because when we work with creators, we work with people who reach people and have a plus that, before you have celebrities. The celebrities you see on the TV, on the media, but you don't know that people. Now you know the influencers, and you know who how really.
Oui,
Yeah.
what they did for the breakfast, what the color they like, you have all the small details about your favorite person.
And for me now, my work is find authenticity, because authenticity is a business in influencer culture.
I think brands have to be sincere in the way they communicate now, because people want this trust with influencer and with the brand. Now people don't just buy a product just because it's useful, maybe because of the value, because of the story of this brand, because of all the things it's bring to us. So when marketers work with influencer, they want to have the same value and find this perfect trust and this sincerity.
Let's make this interactive. Show of hands. I want to talk about mainstream media, mainstream brands, but who here uses like Instagram and TikTok as their main news to get their news these days, like as a main feed? Okay. Oh, come on. How many people like will use social media to shop or to find a restaurant or vacation? Like, so it's becoming search. Like, what can mainstream media brands, whether it's news or whether it's Hollywood, and just big brands in general, like what are we doing right? What can they learn from creators?
Well, I'd like to use a bit of a methodology that we use at my brand agency because we like to apply the creator philosophy and execution to the brand side. And that is, I like to describe we are living in a zigzag economy, whereas previously it was enough to put something on a TV or put something in the newspaper, but 80% of consumers use multiple devices every single day, and they subconsciously absorb 4 to 10,000 advertisements every single day. They are intoxicated by content. So you're in this constant war and zigzag of all of these different touch points that you need to show up. So I think where a lot of brands miss is these deep, very specific conversations happening in different areas of the internet. And usually what they do is they're like, this is who we are and this is what we do, and we put it out. And then they're pissed when no one interacts with it. This is not how it works. Creators understand that if I create something for Instagram, I can't just copy and paste it onto everywhere else. Every single channel requires a very specific strategy. And I think that's where a lot of brands get wrong. And I think that's where the positive conversation around AI needs to come out, because that's where the one-person media teams and creators are able to spread their personal brand across channels. So brands have an amazing opportunity to take a step back and understand the conversations that they need to be owning.
Yeah, I love this question too, because to me, creator economy and influence marketing is complex, and trying to make it so simple, trying to apply a model that you know about TV, about media, etc., is the main mistake that everybody does. Using former methodology, we're talking about it with the agencies and the advertisement. You were talking about how creators are entrepreneurs, which is also our take, where creators are entrepreneurs. So using them as a billboard or just a new way of using former stuff doesn't work. This is the main problem that happens to the market, and that's the big shift that is coming from media and from big brands is we need to start thinking we're going to lend our voice to somebody who has an audience. So we have to let go of that personality of that brand and give it to somebody else. This is the ultimate hard thing to do, to give your voice to somebody else. But that's the good way, the right way, or maybe the efficient way to work with creators. And I think that's what the biggest mistakes are being made there.
How do you handle brand safety when you're giving someone like the steering wheel to your company that you've been worked so hard on to build, and it can take one bad act to really create controversy and tarnish that brand?
It's the work that you need to put into the creative work that you want to do to make it effective. And a creator is not a mythical creature that knows everything and knows everyone and knows how everything should go. And brands and agencies need to keep being good at their job, which is understanding the brand, understanding the audiences, understanding the communities that you want to reach, understanding the creative aspects and the strategic aspects and insights, etc., and then working with the right creators for the brand, for the campaign objective, and then managing those creators. And creators are not media, they are humans, meaning that they can also make mistakes, they can also have late timelines, etc., etc. And so as a brand or as an agency, you need to keep working to make sure that everything will run as smoothly as possible, while understanding that, yes, brand safety, your brand DNA, it will get shifted a bit, but it's your role and your responsibility to also tell the creators, this is who we are, and this is who we want to stay.
I would strip it back much more to first principles and say it's purely in the selection process, because ultimately this is a business exchange, right? So, for example, I'm not going to hire a doctor to do my accounting services. I'm going to choose someone with a good track record who I know can show up in the way that I need. And then the hardest part for brands to do is let go. let the creativity flow. You need to select well, give the brief, okay, because it's the campaigns have specific guidelines. But if you select well, you can chill and let the creator do it. It's like a safari. You need to let them roam free. And when you start to dictate the systems and the creative briefs, this is where we get in this sticky period where none of the campaigns or the creator messaging is really landing. You need to select well with creators who are really operating like businesses and not just throwing up videos without strategy. And if you have these things, c'est simple.
If I can push back a little bit on that, creators, they also need sometimes to be inspired. And the creator doesn't always have the best idea for your brand and the campaign that you want to run. And sometimes a creator can be amazing at creating content, but he or she can be a bit worse at, okay, but what do I need to say to have the business impact related to this campaign for the brands that is working with me? And I think it's a co-construction, it's a co-creation, but one of the biggest mistakes that we see brands do is like giving away their responsibility and saying you need to keep working for the campaign to work, because if not, then what? You're going to blame the creators when the campaign is not going the right way, but it's your responsibility to make the campaign go the right way.
But if you select well, and you understand the good working partnership, you get those creators early, you sign them up for 3, 6, 12, 5+ year long partnerships, and it's only going to get better and better. And I always like to describe the dynamic between creators and brands as a long, happy marriage. We want this to last a long, beautiful time. It might end at some point, but at the start it's going to be very exciting and we might do things wrong. But we will learn to understand each other more with time, and then people will see us as a unified business unit, and that's when you start to see better results.
Well, I want to hear from the creative director on this one too.
I think for brands it's very difficult because when you work with an influencer for a campaign, you have your DNA as a brand, and the creator are his own DNA because a creator is a brand too, and you need to have the perfect match, and it doesn't exist. You don't have the perfect match. You need to adapt to the brand DNA and the creator DNA. And it's our problem every day because the brands say, no, it's not possible. I would like my logo in the 5 seconds or the name of my product. And if you make that for a content, you lost your audience when you are a creator. And our work is how we explain to the brand and how in partnership with creator and co-create with creator for have the retention audience. Because if you don't have your logo in the 5 seconds and you have the retention, the people pass time with you. And for me, it's better than just know it's sponsored content.
Oh yeah, one little question. I have no investment in that company whatsoever, but I found it very cool. We met him in Cannes yesterday. The name is Lauriane. It's a French team, of course. And they've developed an AI where you can pull in a YouTuber's channel and say, do they talk about Chanel? If you are LVMH, you want to sponsor it. Have they doing, oh, look at them. Hey guys. So about brand safety, there are tools going to become very soon where you can, with AI, like scan through all the content online and like be more sure of what you're putting for and not having to have do the entire audit of a channel. So it's a need for the brand. It's a necessity for campaign makers, and it's going to be resolved tomorrow. Like it's the tools are already there.
We're talking about brand safety. Let's talk about overall safety now and regulation. Yeah. Obviously, there is that Australia rule where they're banning social media for 16 and under. I know in the U.S. There's all these kind of parent pledges where I'm not going to give my child a smartphone until high school or until 8th grade. What are we seeing on the regulation side? And on the flip side, what can governments be doing to help the creator economy more than they are? I'll let you lead because you're our expert.
So
here.
you have the brand rules, you have the platform rules, because you don't post the same thing on TikTok, on Instagram. You have to think about your hook and everything. And the two platform is also video, but it's not the same. And then you have the law. And the law is above each platform, each format, each content you can create. And then with the rules, you can create something very trustable for your audience, because you respect your audience. You are responsible to create something, but something for good, something interesting for your community, but something who can respect them. So, for example, you can not use your children for content like that. You have a contract for children, and if your children is under 3 months, you don't have to work with your baby. And I see a lot of content who are not respecting the law. And that's so sad, because you don't want to have your baby working in a factory. So you don't have to use your baby in your content. You are at home. Your baby is playing with this amazing toys, the brand you send to you. But if you film, if you are making a content about how your baby is playing with the toys, it's working. It's a work. So you have to regulate this.
Do you guys see a European law or a French law coming in to make an age requirement for social media?
I think the European law will come for sure, because it's not possible. The Europe is a fragmented market, and content on social media travels through borders, and it's going to be impossible to manage everything as soon as we have different laws in different countries. And the European Commission is working on that, and UMICC, the national organizations, and the European organizations are working on a unified law, and that's a very positive thing. Regarding the age ban, it's in the air. I don't know how effective it is, in the sense that, yes, Australia has seen like 2 million accounts being deleted, but how many of those accounts now use a VPN and are on social media? A kid that is 13 or 14 is born in the digital world, knows that a VPN exists, knows how to use it, knows how to bypass the rules. So is it a smoke screen? I hope it's not 100% a smoke screen, but I'm not very sure of the real effectiveness of an age gating.
I think on those topics, we're trying at PCW, we're trying to bring all those people coming together. And we are very happy that UMICC has been for supporting us since the beginning, trying to get the politics interested in what we do. But as Anna said, creators are entrepreneurs. These are also the vision we share. They are entrepreneurs. So it's a new line of business that needs new regulation. It's not a new media. It's a new line of business. It needs new regulations, but the regulations are also late, and we are in a super fast-growing industry with a super slow French government. So there is a clash between rules being put together and put forward 5 years after they should have been brought to the market. So we try to, for the first time, to bring the French government at our event, for example, just to show them how ahead of what they think we are already, and to promote every initiative that brings creators together, protects them, and help them having more, I would say, relevant laws and regulations than the age ban, which is more like a speed limit. Why I'm not allowed to watch that content before, and why this. It's a bit of a brutal, I would say, answer to a more nuanced problem.
And I think the law is a creative asset too, because when you are contraint, I don't know how do you say contraint in English, but when you have constraint, you need to adapt, and is the base of the creativity. The creativity is how I use the law, and like a snake, I'm saying I would like to talk about that thing, but it's not possible, and I need to respect the law, and you have that every day. Like that time, you have the FIFA, the World Cup. You don't have the right of talking about a team or players, but you adapt your creativity for talk about this event, and for me is a creative asset. The law and the regulation is a creative asset.
And maybe just to close that topic, but I think it's super important for the governments and the European Union and the US to understand that the law and the legislation is there to, yes, protect the audiences and the communities and maybe the children and the underaged, but it needs to be there also to protect the creators. Because what we see in the public discourse is a lot of, oh yeah, creators can do that bad, and they shouldn't do this, and they should do this, etc. But the law should be there to protect that new business reality, that new class of working people, and not only be against them.
Thank you, guys, and thank you, Havas, for having us. This is terrific.